And then we have the hybrid processes that are expert appraisal, early neutral evaluation, mini trial, settlement conferencing, rent a judge or private judging, ombudsman, MEDAP. And then these are only ADR processes for civil matters. And I mentioned ADR processes for criminal matters to include plea bargaining, restorative justice, coalition building, consensus building, lobbying, victim offender mediation, then non-custodial measures like probation, parole, community sentencing.
Okay, thank you so much. With all the ones, especially as it concerns the civil matters, I want to get into the first is negotiation.
Yes.
And if that's the case, why do we actually need to negotiate again here?
You see, why we need to negotiate is that, why we need to negotiate is we use negotiation to really help us resolve our differences. We use negotiation to get what we want. You see, when you ask somebody for something, you're actually negotiating.
Okay.
The reason basically why we negotiate is when we negotiate with people where we can get things done with these people other than when we cannot get things done without them. So the essence of negotiation is we negotiate to get what we want. So when we ask for something, we are negotiating. The problem is sometimes when we do this negotiation every day, but when we do it, we don't know we do them. So we are not conscious of it. In the Bible, Samson negotiated his strength on Delilah's laps without knowing he was negotiating. If he had known, he would have been more skillful in that negotiation. And ironically, people think that negotiation is only for resolving dispute. No, there are other ways. The negotiation can be used other than resolving dispute. We can use negotiation, for example, one, for decision making. We can use negotiation for team making decision. We can use negotiation for policy making. We can use negotiation for problem solving. We can use negotiation for dispute resolution. And we can use negotiation anytime we want to capitalize on new opportunities. So negotiation is not only for dispute resolution. Like I said, we can use it to capitalize on new opportunities. We can use it for decision making. We can use it to settle dispute. We can use it for problem solving. Meanwhile, what is negotiation?
Okay.
What is negotiation that we're talking about? Negotiation simply means a direct communication. I want to define negotiation in terms of resolving dispute.
All right.
So, in resolving dispute, negotiation simply means a direct discussion. The underlying word there is direct. A direct discussion or communication between two or more disputants with a view of resolving their disputes, resolving their differences, and reaching an agreement. Why did I say the underlying word is direct? Now, negotiation comes in between the parties involved without an intervention of a third party. If I have a dispute with you, and I meet with you to have a direct communication with you, or a direct discussion with you, and the aim of that discussion, the aim of this communication is to resolve our differences and reach an agreement. It is negotiation. But when we are not able and we invite a third neutral party intervention, it now leads to mediation. That person coming in becomes a mediator. But if it has to do with the two of us that are directly involved in the dispute, coming together to brainstorm, to resolving our differences, it's negotiation. So why we need to negotiate is to be able to resolve our differences. Why we need to negotiate is to be able to get what we want that is not in our hand, that is in the hand of our opponents. Why we need to negotiate is to be able to solve a problem. That's why I told you that in litigation, it is always you. In ADR, it is always we versus the problem. So we come together to fight our problems than ourselves. So we negotiate to solve a particular problem that we both have. That's basically why we go into negotiation. Negotiation can be seen advancedly, like the definition I gave, that is a direct discussion or communication between two or more disputants with a view of resolving their differences and reaching agreements, an elementary definition. Advancedly, we can see negotiation to mean the use of information, the use of power to affect people within the web of tension. So when we use information available to us and use powers available to us to affect the people that are in the web of tension, we can call it negotiation. Now, who are these people in the web of tension? Our husbands, our wife? We can use information and power to affect them. Our colleagues in the office, our relatives, we can use information and powers available to us to negotiate with them. There is this aphorism that says, for you to go into the Canaan land of your life, you need to negotiate your way out of the wilderness where you are domiciled. And I said that Samson negotiated his strength on Delilah's laps without knowing he was negotiating. If he had acquired ADR skills, he would have been more skillful in that negotiation. So basically, this is why we need to negotiate, or why we negotiate.
Okay, thank you so much. And being an ADR process, negotiation being an ADR process, I want to know, okay, the ideal thing is that, okay, we are disputants. We now negotiate to face our problems and get whatever we need done, right? Yeah, but the real case is it really possible for disputants to still come back? I think the only time they can negotiate is before the dispute. Now, if the dispute is already on, can they possibly come back to negotiate?
Very well. They can possibly come back to negotiate.
Without a third party?
Without a third party. It is when the process ends in a deadlock that they can now invoke the intervention of a third neutral person. It's not before. If sometimes negotiation can come before, negotiation can come anytime.
Yeah, I'm aware of the fact that it can come before the dispute.
What are you negotiating if it comes before the dispute?
No, when we'll start misunderstanding ourselves, maybe we'll start. This thing is, like if it is a land case now. My brother, this particular heap is in my own. No, it's not in your own. The boundary is here. We're trying to...
That argument is a dispute. It's a short misunderstanding that is easily negotiable.
Good, and that's where I'm thinking that when the dispute gets
higher, then you invite, and it ends in deadlock, you invite a third party intervention.
All right.
To come and help you resolve the matter. Are you get what I'm saying? Yes. So it's sometimes negotiation, even from the beginning, it can come. Even as it is escalating, negotiation can still be on there.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. When UBA wanted to go into merger and acquisition with Standard Trust Bank,
yes,
they had problem on which name to use. Standard Trust Bank said they must use the name. UBA said no, we must use UBA. Yeah. UBA, Standard Trust Bank said no, it is us, we want to use. They had problem, conflict. And that conflict was around which name to use as the bank. The two banks were coming into merger and acquisition. The person who ended up resolving, who mentioned his name, ended up negotiating over the matter, resolving this matter. Told them that, look, the best this thing is, let us use the two names. During negotiation, let us use the two names so that there will be peace. And they ended up using the two names. Today, the two names, they are using the two names. When you go and look at the logo of UBA,
yes,
the logo of UBA is the logo of former Standard Trust Bank. The logo is the nickname of the bank. It's still a name. UBA is also a name. So you can have nickname. You can have somebody can call you Leona, somebody can call you Chika, somebody can call you Chi, somebody can call you Leo. They are all your names. And then they exist. And at the end, the matter was resolved amicably.
I'm aware of it.
Thank you.
I'm aware of it. I call that divine intervention. Let's use the whole names. Bring your logo, bring the other name, put them together, and let's move on. And life has been on.
Yorubas will say, "Bebe law, life goes on."
Too much talked about it, and I'm becoming more interested, especially where it got to a point where you told me that even when we are just talking about the single hip that is either in yours or mine, that the dispute had already started, even at that point, even to me. Before now, I was thinking, okay, at that point, okay, it has not started. We are still trying to see something that may cause a problem. Okay, and that will make me to want to ask you, please, what are the features
of negotiation? The features of negotiations are enormous. Number one is that one beautiful thing about negotiation is that negotiation is voluntary. You don't subpoena anybody you don't compel or unduly influence people into negotiation. So it is voluntary. Parties go into negotiation process voluntarily without being under compulsion. So one beautiful thing, unlike in litigation, if you are served the court process, you must appear in court. But if party A, if I have problem with you and you say, "Come, Ben, let me resolve this matter, let's negotiate," and I say I'm not interested, you can't force me. So it's voluntary. That is one beautiful feature of negotiation. Okay. Number two is that negotiation is flexible. It's flexible. Parties can choose the style they want. Parties can choose the strategy they want. Parties can choose the method they want using negotiation. So it's not static, it's flexible. They can anywhere they want, anyhow they want. Like in court, when you enter court, they say switch off your phone. In negotiation proceeding, you can answer your call, you can do anything, you can take excuse, you can stand down the proceeding pending when your arrival, anything is flexible. Parties have control of the process and parties have control of the outcome in negotiation. Unlike in litigation. In litigation, parties, the court have control of the process and control of the outcome. Another feature of negotiation is that negotiation is, I've told you that number one, it is voluntary, number two is flexible, number three is private. Private, when you go into negotiation, you can do that negotiation in private. Unlike in court, litigation is a process. You've never gone to court and they told you in the court, please leave, or we are having a matter here. Is accessible to everybody.
Yes.
But in negotiation, it is only parties that are involved
that will be around.
Very much. So it's private. That's one beautiful thing about it. Now it is feature focus. Another feature of it is that it is feature focus. Are you know what I'm saying? So it looks at future relationship. Like I said earlier on, that negotiation changes acrimonious relationship into harmonious relationship. It is after maintaining future relationship and not the now. Looks at tomorrow. If I end up, let me resolve this matter with this person, because I still have my relationship with him to service, to preserve. I still have to get something from him. So it is future. It has to do with relationship. It has to do with future relationship. It's future focused. Another feature of negotiation is that it is non-judgmental. You don't pass judgment in negotiation. Both parties are winners. Party A wins, party B, they come together as one. Unlike in litigation. In litigation, you will have judgment of the court or order of the court, so it's judgmental. But negotiation is non-judgmental. It's non-interventionary. The court cannot come to intervene when you're negotiating or a third party come to intervene. It is between the parties involved. So that is just, and then it has a high party participation and involvement. Like I said, parties look for the venue themselves. Nobody will dictate venue for them. Parties choose a language to use. They choose venue. They have control of the process. They have control of the outcome. It is very, very confidential. Decisions reached are not made public, unlike in court. Decisions of the court are made public, and that is why we keep using it as precedent, judicial precedent. Or also this Andy, is made public. We will keep making reference to it. See the case of this against so person, 19 so. But in negotiation, it is private and confidential. So it restores the confidentiality of the parties. Parties, they hear themselves, they keep their secret themselves, they resolve their matters themselves, unlike other other processes. I don't know whether you're going to say that.
Yes.
So that is, as I've mentioned, it is private. I have mentioned it is flexible. I've mentioned it is voluntary, confidentiality, and then non-judgmental, non-interventionary, and it has to do with high party participation and involvement. And parties are in control, have control of the process, and they also have control of the outcome.
Okay, thank you so much. I must tell you, if I allow you, I know you keep flowing. But I thank God it's not going to be one Saturday. Okay, we're having Saturdays. Lucky enough, you're still a very young man. Somewhere along the line, so I'm also a very young man.
A young old man.
Okay, we'll take that. And because that gives way for us to know that we will keep talking. You see, these are things we need, because we need a peaceful environment. Where there's peace, there's progress. And when we are peaceful, we inherit, we'll be called children of God. Happy are the peacemakers, because they will be called children of God.
Yes.
You understand? So the more we make peace, the more we get closer to God, and the more we'll do better for ourselves and live happier on earth. However, if you have any issues you really want us to talk about, you can always join us on www.disputearena.com.ng, or like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/settlewithlaughter. You can place an SMS to us on 0803-509-7383. It has been Settle with Laughter on Salt Television, and my resource person, my regular resource person here, has been the PA technical to the Deputy Governor of Ebonyi State, Barrister Ben Odoh. Sir, thank you so much for being part of this program again today.
Thank you for
that. That's always been a wonderful time.
Thank you. I'm deeply honored.
All right.
And internally indebted.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Chika Igwe, your regular host. We'll be here again next week, Saturday. Please always keep a date with us.